it about a place.
Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and welcome to Loving Life Friday. I'm going to be talking to you guys about title cards today. I'm going to move my camera up over here and so you can see what we're working on, and we're going to make some title cards. But first I thought I would just share with you guys a really exciting announcement. I'm sure that most of you guys have heard about it, but on Tuesday we got a big announcement from Stampin' Up! That Stampin' Up! Has partnered with Becky Higgins to bring you Project Life through Stampin' Up! So this is, I'm over the moon about this information. I'm sure if most of you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I adore Stampin' Up! And I adore Project Life. And really, they're the only two products that I really have. I have a few other minor products, but the majority of all of my products are Stampin' Up! And Becky Higgins Project Life items. And I am thrilled that Stampin' Up! Stampin' Up! Could have just made their own line of pocketed scrapbooking elements, that it's very popular, the pocketed scrapbooking method. But I am so thrilled that Stampin' Up! Went right to the source, and they went right to Becky Higgins and approached her, and now we have an actual partnership with her where she is working with Stampin' Up! To design Project Life product, and I am over the moon that both of my worlds have collided together. So the really fun thing is on April 21st, I'm going to be able to purchase the product that was announced this last Tuesday. So if you're interested in being able to purchase, being one of the first people to be able to purchase the Stampin' Up! Project Life products, you need to contact me right away. You need to email me, send me an email, and I will give you all the details on how you could be the first to be able to purchase some of these items. So I am hoping that next Friday's Loving Life video, I am hoping to be able to feature this product for you guys and show you all about it, and I cannot wait to dive in and see what this product is going to be. The amazing thing is there's some really exclusive items that are going to be for Stampin' Up! So far, what I have heard is there is going to be exclusive page protector designs, and that's really exciting. And then exclusively, the cards that Stampin' Up! Will sell are not corner rounded, and that is really amazing because all of Becky Higgins' other product is corner rounded, and as you know, you can't unround a corner. If you have a square corner, you can certainly round it if you want, but if you already have a rounded corner, you can't unround that corner without changing the dimensions of the product. So I'm excited to see that our product is going to have those square corners, and that is going to allow those that have wanted cards that are squared to have that. So that's really exciting. And then I'm also excited that, as you know, Stampin' Up!, all of their products coordinate. So our ribbon, our inks, our paper, our markers, they all coordinate. So that's one of the things I love about Stampin' Up! Is I don't have to guess. I get their designer paper, their pattern paper, and I know it tells me right on the paper, this goes with Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Whisper White paper. So I just know to use that ribbon, to use that ink. So that's a really amazing feature. So as you can tell, I could go on and on about this to you guys, but I am thrilled and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. So hopefully next Friday I'll have it, and I'll be able to share more of it with you guys. So I want to hear your guys' comments. What do you think? Are you so excited? I want to hear it. So leave me a comment, email me, pop over to Facebook and leave me a comment there, and let's chat about it, because I love chatting about both of those subjects. So I'm very excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop chit-chatting, and you're gonna come over here to my stamp area, and we are going to talk about some title cards, and I'm gonna show you some of the ways that I create my title cards and why. So meet me right over here and we'll get to start. All right, everybody, I'm back and let's jump in and talk about some title cards. So as you guys know, for my album, I personally do a weekly spread, and then so I keep track of which week of the year it is. So like this is week 13. So that's kind of what my title cards reflect, is that the way that I have my album put together. So if you're doing a monthly Project Life album where you just have your pages laid out like monthly, so like this would be like March, and then your pages would go, and you might not necessarily need a title card for the next page because you could just use this as a slot for a photo in March. Then you might just need a title card at the beginning of each month. So that's what I do for my kids' albums. So in my children's albums, it's laid out exactly the same. I use Design A mostly. 99.9% of the time I use Design A, and I use these dividers. So I get the Project Life dividers from Becky Higgins, and I actually really love these Clementine dividers. And I just they're on clearance right now at Amazon, and I actually just went on there and bought like 10 packs because they work perfect for me. The color scheme, they work really well for how I do my album. You can get the dividers for every different kit. They have matching dividers, or you can just get plain dividers. So for my kids' album, I have the dividers in there, and then I have at least 1 to 2 layouts each month, and their title card just states the month, and that's really it. I don't keep track weekly. I just throw all the photos in there for that particular month, and then that's their album. So let's get started creating. I want to show you how I create some title cards. So the other thing that I do with my album that really helps me is each month is like themed. That's what I'm going to call it, themed. So I will either use one full core kit. So I'll take a core kit and I'll choose like Midnight or Seafoam, and that's what I'll use for that whole month. So the month of January is a perfect example. After I did my title page and everything, the month of January, all of my cards are Seafoam cards. So I just took that kit and that's what I used. Any printouts that I used or any other items I put in here, I used that color scheme. So I lay out my album ahead of time, and then I try to keep whatever I do for my title card for that month, I try to do the whole month. So like for January, I did my title cards with the 3x4 monthly calendar cards, and so each title card has that. So then when I went into February, I wanted it to be different. So I feel like after about 4 or 5 layouts, I get bored and I want to change it up. So I do that. So the next month in February, I used the Fifth and Frolic. So what I did for my title card or my weekly tracking card is I used this card, which looks exactly something sort of like this. And it's something that I bought on Etsy. So I have a 3x4 that fit in here. So what I did for all of February is I made it coordinate so that it would just all coordinate. That's basically the feeling that I'm trying to get. So now in March, I did the title card up here. So you can kind of see I'm kind of going back and forth, and this is something that I have learned from doing Project Life the last 3 or 4 years, is that what makes my album easy for me, what makes it flow, what makes me feel good about it, is if I just try to keep it coordinating throughout each month. So instead of like doing crazy stuff, having a title card here and then the next week having it over here, I try to just keep to the same design, and then I change it up each month. So for March, you can see my title cards back up here. So then now we're in April, and that's where I need title cards. So in April, I'm using the Dear Lizzie Neapolitan core kit, and I did that for all of April. It's real fun, springy. And I thought I would use these as my title cards. These are cards I bought on Etsy. And then I just printed them out. I resized them and printed them out, made them basically they're 3x4. They're a little bit smaller than 3x4. But I just took Whisper White cardstock from Stampin' Up, which is what I always print on. And I printed these up. So I have 4 weeks here for April. And I need to do some kind of title card. So we're gonna start on this page. I'm going to use this card right here. And I'm going to use this, and I'm gonna figure out if I want my title card to be up here again this month, or if I wanna fit it into a 3x4 pocket, or exactly what I wanna do. So I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to cut these out, and I'm gonna grab my Dear Lizzy kit and bring it over so I have extra items, and then we're gonna jump in and make some title cards. All right, I'm back. And let's jump right in here and I'll show you what I've come up with. I usually try to pick somewhat of a theme, as I've said before, as to what I'm going to do that will kind of ground my month. So I'm going to go ahead and use my cards up here, and that would be in my top corner for each week. So it'll be the first card for each week. My weeks run Sunday through Saturday. That's how I do my photos. So a few things. Punches are great for project life, and especially border punches, because you can get a variety of different looks from border punches. So one of my favorites is the scalloped border punch, and then I'm using quite a few different punches for this. So a title card, if you just use it in its basic form, you can just do your title right here. You can either stamp here or you can hand write it. It gives you a place. Usually on all the title cards, I would venture to say there's some sort of space where you can just write it. And then that would be very simple. You would just stick that into your album. I like to be a little bit more decorative. So the one thing that I like to do is wherever this white space is, I like to cover that up somewhat. So I just took some crisp cantaloupe cardstock. It seemed to be what matched this pink, this lighter pink in here. It seemed to be what matched it best. And then I just cut a 1-inch strip, and then I used that border punch, and I did the scallop, and I'm actually just gonna line it right up with that white, the top of the white box, and that's just gonna give me a way to cover that up so it's not awkward. Sometimes it can be a little bit awkward. If there's like a chunk of white when you start layering, it's like, well, what is that? There's no design there. So that's one trick that I use. So now we have this piece, and that looks very cute right there, and I could just layer my card right on here and it would be fine. In March, that's what I chose to do. I didn't do a lot of layering. I just layered the 4x6. I trimmed it down and then layered it right onto the card. So I already have a couple of this design on cards in the previous month. So I want to change it up a little bit, and I really want to feature the fact that this is a 3x4-ish card. So what I did is I grabbed my Neapolitan kit, my Dear Lizzy kit, and I just grabbed some coordinating cards, and yes, the other side is journaling. I honestly just use my product. So I'm not worried that I'm using punches on these cards and I won't be able to use them, because I have a million core kits. I have a million Project Life product. I just want to be able to use this. So I grabbed a couple that coordinated. This was actually a last page card, but it was the polka dots were larger in this print. So I just trimmed it down and I made a flag. And then I'm going to layer it on here, and I want my flag to not go all the way down through my scallops. And I'm not gonna be too picky about the placement of these cards. I'm not gonna get too wrapped up in, is it perfect? Is this exactly? Should it go down farther? Does it need to go up higher? I'm just really gonna put adhesive on there, and I'm gonna commit. And I'm gonna move on, because what I don't want to happen is for title cards to take me 20 years to do. Okay, so we have that. So then now I want to use my little 3x4 card. So I want this to still look like the flag that I've made it, and I really want to layer it. So I'm just going to layer it on the small, just a small portion of that. Okay, so now we have that piece. So then I've used, I have this mini flag punch, and then I have this flower punch, and then I have a little circle punch. So what I've done is I've snipped out a flag from the flag punch, and I'm gonna layer that right there. I'm actually gonna use a dimensional to do that. I love putting these little flags on dimensionals. They just seem to scream out dimensional to me. So then I'm gonna place that right here, just like that. And then I punched out the flower from the other card, and then I just did the same design of this little flag. I'm going to just layer those together. Just like that. And then we'll use a couple dimensionals on this flower. Okay, and then I'm placing that right there. So now all that I need to do is circle my dates. So this would be the second week of April. So I would just circle that. I don't have a pen right by me, so I'll come back and I'll show you. So I'm gonna circle that, the date, and then I'll need to place on my layout. Let's bring my layout back over here. Now this week is already done because I dropped in photos last Friday. Okay, so I have this layout, and then this is gonna go right here. So somewhere in the spread, I'll need to document my week, whichever week number it is, which it is week 15. So I'll need to do that, and then I'll probably take these punches and this paper and maybe this polka dot paper, and I will run some more of those items throughout my layout to coordinate it. So, I'm gonna go circle my date, and then I did pull out a stamp set that I thought I might use for the rest of this, and I'll be back and we'll see what else I come up with. All right, let me just show you really quickly what I did. I went ahead and circled my dates here, and then I slipped it into the pocket right there, and then I added a little flag to this journaling card. So this says, "Let the fun begin." And I added a little flag with a little rhinestone right to that. I might do some journaling over here, I'm not sure yet. And then I went ahead and I hand wrote some journaling here, and this is a moment where I'm really not happy with the way my handwriting turned out, and I made a few mistakes, and I'm just gonna roll with it because I did a bunch of journaling last week, and it's all on the computer, and I really wanted to get some handwriting into this, and so this was a place I had wanted to do some journaling, and so I just ran with it. And then over here, I just actually did this right on the pocket itself, like it's not on the card, it's just actually on the pocket. And that works out really well, just overlaps. And I just did a rhinestone in the middle there. I hand wrote, I was laying in the grass while the kids were playing in the park, and this is the photo I took. So I just put where we were at. This card already had a flag, which it worked out really nice that is something that I decided to do with this week, because I had cards that already had flags on them and I didn't even realize it. So I went ahead and used this date stamp, this roller date stamp. It's by Dear Lizzie, and I used it. I did the best day ever, and then I just did the date that this was happening. This was the same day as this, and so This was the kids playing. So then on this card, on this photo right here, I just wrote on the actual photo right up on the red part right there. And then I still have some, I'll probably add some elements here and still do some journaling, but that at least ties in all my elements for my title card. So I wanted to do one more title card for you guys and show you what I would do. So that week that you just saw, I don't have anything, I don't have any photos because I haven't got them printed yet. So when I set up my album, I always put in, I just decide on the title card, the design, and then I just flip the 3x4 cards in there that coordinate with it. So this is the title card for that week. And so again, you have this little area where you could just write if you wanted to. And I'm again going to use my item, this is what I printed, and I'll circle the date. So this would be the 13th through the 19th. So what I did is I took another 3x4 journaling card and I just trimmed it down, and then I used my border punch so it would again have the same theme carried to the next page. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this down. I wanted to do it on this side so I could layer my date card. I want my date card layered right here so it's overlapping. But then this, I wanted to show you. I obviously try to get as much use when I'm using these 3x4 cards as other elements. I try to get as much out of them as possible. So when I went to punch this flower, I didn't have exactly enough, and I thought, well, that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll just tuck this under the card. So I'm going to just get this tucked first, because once I glue this down, I won't be able to tuck anything under it. Like that. And then I decided it needed a little something, so I grabbed the blue from this card and had this really pretty ribbon, and I'm just going to glue it right here on the edge. I'm going to use my ATG gun. That's what I like to use on ribbon. Seems to work the best. And I'll just place this down right here. And I'll trim that ribbon, and that is what my title card will be for this week. So thanks guys for coming by, checking out title cards with me, and I'm looking forward to more of these kinds of videos with you guys. Please let me know if you liked it, and if you have any requests for what I do on Love and Life Friday. So thanks guys, and I will talk to you later.